Hello, everyone. This is Crypto BitLaw, back with your blockchain legal brief, and today we're going to discuss President Biden's executive order regarding cryptocurrencies and digital assets, and we're going to break down what the executive order is and what it's going to intend to do, and how that may affect the digital asset space. But before we dive in, if you enjoy this content, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We'd really appreciate that. With that said, let's break it down. All right, so as we can see here, Cointelegraph reports that Biden to sign executive order on crypto and authorize all government effort to consolidate regulation. They say the document does not announce any restrictive measures, but it will undoubtedly lay the groundwork for a more focused federal oversight. And this is just a continuation of what we have been saying on this channel about what this executive order would contain. There's not going to be any sort of crypto ban or anything like that. Crypto is here and it's here to stay. And a lot of the major institutional market players are already deeply invested. So, there's no doubt they called their friends at the government and made sure there wasn't going to be any sort of preemptive ban before this thing was actually put into place, right? Before they actually dip their feet in and wet their beak with regards to investments in digital assets. So this is the day that we've all been waiting for. We've heard rumblings of this this executive order being signed, and we're going to pretty much break down what's going to go inside of this thing. Okay, so switching over here, this is the whitehouse.gov website, and this page is titled Fact Sheet, President Biden to sign executive order on ensuring responsible innovation in digital assets, and that's dated today, March 9th, 2022. And the subtitle is that it outlines the first whole government strategy to protect consumers' financial stability, national security, and address climate risks, which in my mind is a bunch of FUD because there was that recent Masari article that outlined how tumble dryers for clothes actually use more energy worldwide than Bitcoin does. But I don't know if tumble dryers are a multi-billion-dollar asset class, but all right, let's take away the key points from this thing. It says specifically the executive order calls for measures to protect U.S. consumers, investors, and businesses, protect U.S. and global financial stability, and mitigate systemic risk, mitigate the illicit finance and national security risks posed by the illicit use of digital assets, promote U.S. leadership in technology and economic competitiveness to reinforce U.S. leadership in the global financial system, promote equitable access to safe and affordable financial services, support technological advances and ensure responsible development and use of digital assets, and explore a U.S. central bank digital currency, CBDC. So, as we could see, this isn't just, as some people have speculated, a crypto ban by the government. It was more of like a common sense call to action to actually educate all of these different government agencies in regards to how to effectively tackle the issue of intelligent and knowledgeable regulation in this space. Okay, so turning back to our article, we can see it states, later today, U.S. President Joe Biden will sign a long-anticipated executive order on digital assets. Despite fears that the order may resound a regulatory clampdown on the industry, the language of the document is fairly favorable, the key focus being coordination and consolidation of various agencies' efforts within a unified national policy. The order designates 6 key areas of the federal government's involvement with the digital asset ecosystem: consumer and investor protection, financial stability, financial inclusion, responsible innovation, United States global financial leadership, and combating illicit financial activity, and directs specific agencies to lead in designated policy and enforcement domains. The Department of the Treasury will take the lead in developing policy recommendations for mitigating both systemic and consumer risks associated with digital assets. The Financial Stability and Oversight Council is directed to assess global and domestic risks and highlight policy gaps that should be closed. I don't know what that seems like a typo, but nevertheless, matters of national security and combating illicit finance will become a whole of government concern, with all relevant agencies, quote, directing unprecedented focus of coordinated action on crypto-related risks. In addition to addressing risks, Biden's executive order makes a nod to digital assets' potential to expand the accessibility of financial services and contribute to maintaining the United States' global financial leadership. Specifically, it directs the Department of Commerce to devise a framework ensuring that the U.S. is competitive in the digital asset space. The order also directs the Treasury to produce a report on the, quote, future of money and payment systems, and encourages the Federal Reserve to ramp up research and development of a potential U.S. bank digital currency, or CBDC. The executive order comes amid the U.S. government's heightened concerns over the possibility of Russia using cryptocurrency to dodge Western sanctions in the wake of its invasion of Ukraine. Semi-informed speculations regarding the contents of the document began to circulate one day before its actual publication, as Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen's statement on the order went public prematurely, apparently by error. And I know that was making the rounds on Twitter a little bit earlier, Yellen's statement. But now that we actually have a handle on what this order is, I think that it's ultimately bullish because, as we've been saying, despite some FUD that was out there, there is no crypto ban or clampdown or overly broad regulations that were put down or overly broad restrictions. This is a common sense approach to actually gathering the necessary pieces and resources to research these issues and then tackle them as a system, as a whole, with the Treasury taking the lead on certain aspects and other different departments taking the lead on certain other ones, and then ultimately all of the departments and arms of the government taking initiative on combating illicit and nefarious transactions. I think that all in all, this is a good, common sense, awesome approach. I commend this administration for taking this sort of approach, and hopefully this will give clarity to the markets, because if there's one thing the markets don't like, it is uncertainty. So I'm expecting this to be ultimately bullish, but only time will tell. I have faith now that we've gotten to this point and we've seen what's in this order. I think it dispelled a lot of fiction and FUD that was going around about bans and restrictions and all that, and I think that this is a better common sense approach. I think it's only natural that they included something there about a CBDC. I think all nations are ultimately trying to get to the point of CBDC, but we do need things like intelligent oversight and regulations with regards to stable coins, so that they could be more highly regulated and transparent. When you compare and contrast something like Circle's USDC versus Tether, I mean, there's no doubt which one the more transparent coin is. It's USDC all the way. I personally wouldn't hold Tether or a large bag of Tether as opposed to USDC. But that's besides the point. Ultimately, in conclusion, we've seen the pieces that this order is going to address, these different key areas: consumer investor protection, financial stability and inclusion, responsible innovation, the U.S.'s global financial leadership in combating illicit financial activity. I'm bullish on U.S.'s global financial leadership, protecting investors, financial stability and inclusion, and innovation. These are all very, very, very good things that I think it's really good that the government has come and taken the approach that, hey, the U.S. got to where it is today by being an innovator and a leader in the global financial space. And the opportunity that China squandered by pretty much canceling crypto, banning the transfer of crypto and digital assets in favor of its digital yuan in order to promote the hegemony of the digital yuan, there's state-issued CBDC. By banning mining, by banning crypto transactions, China has given the United States a gift to do what it does best and lead the world in innovation and development of this space. So all in all, good thing, bullish. I'm really excited to see this. On that note, that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this content, and if you did, please hit that like button and subscribe. We'd really appreciate that. And with that said, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.